In this video, let's explore the full story of Mavis in the Hotel Transylvania franchise, from her very first appearance to where she ends up by the end of the series. Mavis was born in the late 19th century to Count Dracula and his beloved wife Martha. As an infant, a mob of fearful, angry humans attacked their home and set it on fire. In the chaos, Martha was killed, a tragedy that left Dracula deeply traumatized and convinced that humans were inherently monstrous. To protect his daughter, he built Hotel Transylvania, a massive hidden sanctuary where monsters could live in peace and Mavis could grow up safe, far from the dangerous outside world. Mavis spent her entire childhood inside the hotel, only ever seeing the strange and frightening stories her father told her about humans. Dracula raised her on monster values and horror tales, painting humans as cruel, violent, and untrustworthy, all in the hope that she would never want to leave. He promised her that when she turned 118, which is the equivalent of 18 in the vampire world, she would finally be allowed to go out into the world. By her 118th birthday, Mavis had grown restless and curious. She dreamed of visiting Hawaii, exploring new places, and experiencing the world beyond the hotel walls. Dracula reluctantly agreed to let her go on a trip, but he secretly made a plan to scare her back home. He staged a fake, terrifying human village full of exaggerated dangers and horrors, hoping it would make her realize how dangerous the outside world was.
How was the big world? How was it out there?
It was okay, Dad.
What? What's the matter?
Dad, you were right. Humans are awful. They were everything you said. They wanted to bite my toes.
But his plan backfired in the most unexpected way when a real human, a clumsy, open-hearted backpacker named Johnny, stumbled into the secluded monster resort. The moment Mavis saw Johnny, they both experienced a zing, the monster version of love at first sight. Through Johnny, Mavis slowly began to see that humans weren't the monsters her father had described. As Mavis and Johnny spent more time together, they faced misunderstandings, objections from Dracula, and various chaotic situations, but their bond only grew stronger. In the end, everything worked out. Dracula realized that humans had changed and that not all of them were cruel or dangerous. His view of the human world completely shifted, and he finally accepted Johnny as part of their family. By the end of the story, Mavis and Johnny officially started dating, opening a new chapter in her life. No longer confined inside the hotel, Mavis was finally free to explore the world with someone who truly understood her. In the second film, Mavis's character arc shifts from seeking independence to learning what it means to build and protect a family. After marrying Johnny, she becomes a mother to their son, Dennis, and her entire world begins to revolve around his safety and happiness.
Baby-proofing a guillotine? So you cut your finger off. It's part of the fun.
She made me baby-proof the whole hotel. Someone's overprotective.
The core conflict for Mavis in this chapter of her life is that she turns into a protective, almost helicopter parent, constantly worrying that the monster-filled hotel is too dangerous for a small child. Slowly, she starts to believe that the hotel is no longer a safe place for Dennis, and she begins seriously thinking about moving out entirely. She starts imagining a life somewhere far away, somewhere quieter and normal, where Dennis could grow up surrounded by other human children just like himself. For Mavis, the hotel, which once felt like the only place she truly belonged, now feels full of hidden risks and unpredictable dangers. Meanwhile, the whole film is also built around Dracula's desire for Dennis to become a full-fledged vampire. Dracula is anxious that Dennis might be just a normal human child, with no fangs and no powers, and he keeps trying to push vampire training and traditions on him. Mavis, on the other hand, feels the opposite fear. She's afraid that the monster world itself is too intense and intimidating for such a small child. Because she still believes Dennis is just a human baby, she worries he'll be overwhelmed or misunderstood by the monsters he lives among. Yet in the end, it turns out that Dennis isn't a normal human child after all. He carries vampire traits within him and begins to show his powers when the moment is right. Once Mavis realizes that Dennis is not only safe at the hotel but actually thriving in it, her fears begin to soften. Instead of moving out, she chooses to stay, deciding that this giant, chaotic monster hotel is exactly where her family belongs. The film explores a lot of her personality and her evolving sense of motherhood, from instinctive fear and overprotectiveness to a more balanced, confident way of raising her son. In the third film, The focus shifts to a family vacation, and the roles between Mavis and Dracula are reversed. Now it's Mavis who sees her father feeling down. To help him, she organizes a luxury monster cruise, hoping the trip will cheer him up. The third film doesn't center on Mavis quite as much as the others. Instead, it belongs more to Dracula's journey as he searches for love and connection. When she sees her father developing feelings for the captain of the monster cruise ship, Erica, she feels a little jealous.
I'm telling you, Johnny, there is something about that woman I don't trust.
But you want your dad to be happy, right?
Yes. Just not with her.
Through the voyage, Mavis has to overcome her own protective instincts toward her father, learning that he deserves happiness and company of his own, even if it scares her. She eventually comes to accept Erica into the family, even though Erica is a descendant of the Van Helsing line, the legendary monster hunters who have hunted creatures like them for generations. By the end, Mavis not only embraces Erica as part of her family, but also proves how far she has come. In the fourth film, Dracula begins thinking about retiring and leaving Hotel Transylvania in the hands of Mavis and Johnny, preparing to pass on the legacy he spent a lifetime building.
I can't do it. I thought I could give the hotel to Mavis and Johnny, but he's going to ruin everything. I have to get out of this. I have to.
Johnny decided to use a monsterification ray to turn himself into a monster because Dracula was very hesitant about passing the hotel to him. In the process, he accidentally transformed Dracula into a human. This sudden shift throws the entire family dynamic off balance, and Mavis is forced to step up as the true leader. She spends the film bridging the gap between her now human father, who is struggling with fear, weakness, and a loss of identity, and her now giant dragon-like husband who has all the power but none of the control.
This is all your fault! All Johnny wanted was to feel like he was part of this family, but you could never accept him. All you care about is your stupid hotel!
The film doesn't focus on her as intensely as the first two chapters of her journey, but her role is absolutely central. She's the glue that keeps everything from falling apart. In the end, Dracula and Johnny return to their original forms, regaining their vampire and human selves, but with a deeper understanding of each other than they ever had before. Their relationship is stronger, their bond more balanced, and the whole family feels more united than ever. Overall, Mavis's arc across the entire Hotel Transylvania franchise is defined by breaking cycles. She breaks the cycle of isolation her father started after losing her mother, refusing to remain hidden away in fear. She closes the gap between humans and monsters, proving that love and trust can exist across that old divide. And most importantly, she transforms Hotel Transylvania from a hiding spot, a place built out of fear, into a vibrant, joyful place of genuine celebration for everyone.